imagine discovering that some of the most powerful defenders of your health are too small to see. Inside your gut live trillions of bacteria, and scientists have found that certain beneficial microbes can help strengthen your immune system, reduce harmful inflammation, and create an environment that supports better overall health. But here's the truth that many people never hear. No food and no bacteria can guarantee the prevention, treatment, or cure of cancer. What they can do is help your body function at its best. Foods rich in natural fiber, such as beans, oats, onions, garlic, asparagus, apples, and fermented foods like yogurt or kefir, can nourish beneficial bacteria that produce compounds linked to a healthier gut. These microbes communicate with your immune cells every single day, influencing how your body responds to disease and recovery. The real surprise is that your next meal can either feed harmful microbes or strengthen the beneficial ones. Small daily choices, repeated over time, may have a much greater impact on your long-term health than any miracle supplement. Your gut is not just where digestion happens, it is one of the most important partners your immune system has, and taking care of it could be one of the smartest investments you ever make. Most people spend their lives believing that good health begins with the heart, the brain, or the muscles. Very few realize that one of the most powerful systems protecting the body is hidden deep inside the digestive tract. Your gut is home to trillions of microorganisms, including bacteria, fungi, and other microbes that work together in a complex ecosystem known as the gut microbiome. These tiny organisms are invisible to the naked eye, yet they influence digestion, immune function, metabolism, and many other processes that help keep the body functioning properly. Scientists have spent years uncovering how this hidden world communicates with nearly every major organ, and the discoveries continue to reshape our understanding of health and disease. What makes this remarkable is that not all bacteria are harmful. In fact, many are beneficial and perform essential tasks every day. They help break down certain foods that your body cannot digest on its own, producing nutrients and short-chain fatty acids that nourish the cells lining the colon. These compounds help maintain the integrity of the gut barrier, which acts like a protective wall separating the contents of the intestines from the rest of the body. When this barrier functions well, it helps reduce the movement of unwanted substances into the bloodstream, supporting normal immune function. The gut is also closely connected with the immune system. A large proportion of the body's immune cells are associated with the digestive tract, where they constantly interact with beneficial microbes. These interactions help the immune system distinguish between harmless substances and potential threats. Rather than simply attacking everything, the immune system learns to respond in a balanced way. This balance is important because excessive inflammation can contribute to a variety of chronic health problems. While research suggests that a healthy microbiome may support immune function, it is important to understand that no specific bacteria or food can prevent or cure diseases such as cancer on their own. Another fascinating discovery is the communication network between the gut and the brain, often called the gut-brain axis. Beneficial bacteria produce signaling molecules and influence the production of certain compounds that participate in this two-way communication. Researchers continue to study how the gut microbiome may affect mood, memory, and cognitive function, although many questions remain unanswered. This growing field highlights that the digestive system is far more than a place where food is processed. The balance of the microbiome is not fixed. Diet, physical activity, sleep quality, stress, aging, medications such as antibiotics, and many other lifestyle factors can change which microbes thrive. Diets rich in a variety of fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and fermented foods generally provide fiber and other nutrients that beneficial bacteria use as fuel. In contrast, diets consistently low in fiber may reduce the abundance of some helpful microbes over time. Even so, each person's microbiome is unique, shaped by genetics, environment, and life experiences. Researchers are also exploring how differences in the gut microbiome may influence the body's response to certain medical treatments, including some cancer therapies. This is an exciting area of study, but it is still developing, and scientists are working to understand which findings will translate into reliable clinical recommendations. Current evidence supports maintaining a healthy, diverse microbiome as part of an overall healthy lifestyle, alongside regular medical care, appropriate screening, and evidence-based treatment when needed deep inside your digestive system. Trillions of microorganisms are working around the clock, and among them are a few remarkable groups of beneficial bacteria that researchers have linked to better gut health and healthy immune function. While headlines often exaggerate their abilities, the real science is even more fascinating. These bacteria do not act like miracle cures, but they help create conditions that allow your body to function more effectively. Understanding how they work may change the way you think about every meal you eat. One of the most studied beneficial bacteria is Akkermansia muciniphila. This microbe lives in the mucus layer lining the intestines, is where it helps maintain the strength and integrity of the gut barrier. A healthy gut barrier supports normal digestion and helps prevent unwanted substances from passing into the bloodstream. His research has also found that people with healthier levels of Akkermansia often have better metabolic health, although scientists are still studying exactly how these relationships work. Early studies suggest this bacteria may also influence immune responses, is making it an important focus of ongoing medical research. Another valuable group belongs to the Bifidobacterium family. These bacteria are among the first beneficial microbes to colonize the human gut after birth, and they continue to play important roles throughout life. They help ferment dietary fiber into short-chain fatty acids, compounds that nourish the cells lining the colon and contribute to a healthy intestinal environment. These bacteria also interact with immune cells in ways that help support balanced immune activity. Some studies have explored how Bifidobacterium may influence responses to certain cancer immunotherapies, but this research is still developing and does not mean these bacteria treat or cure cancer. A third important group includes Lactobacillus species. These bacteria are commonly found in fermented foods such as yogurt, kefir, and certain fermented vegetables. They help produce lactic acid, creating conditions that discourage the growth of some harmful microbes while supporting a balanced gut ecosystem. Certain lactobacillus strains have been studied for their ability to support digestive comfort, improve the balance of intestinal bacteria after antibiotic use, and contribute to normal immune function. However, different strains have different effects, and not every product containing lactobacillus provides the same benefits. What makes these bacteria truly remarkable is that they do not work alone. They depend on one another and on the foods you eat every day. Fiber from vegetables, fruits, legumes, oats, nuts, seeds, and whole grains serves as fuel for many beneficial microbes. When these bacteria digest fiber, they produce substances that help maintain a healthy gut environment and support communication between the gut and the immune system. Without enough fiber, many beneficial bacteria struggle to thrive, allowing less helpful microbes to become more dominant. Scientists now recognize that microbial diversity is just as important as the presence of individual species. A healthy gut contains hundreds of different kinds of microorganisms that interact in complex ways. No single bacterium is responsible for perfect health, and no supplement can replace a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle. Instead, the greatest benefits appear to come from supporting an entire community of beneficial microbes through consistent dietary choices, regular physical activity, quality sleep, stress management, and appropriate medical care when needed. One of the most surprising discoveries in modern health research is that beneficial gut bacteria do far more than help digest food. They are active partners in regulating inflammation, supporting immune function, and maintaining the health of tissues throughout the body. Every day, trillions of microbes interact with your immune system, sending signals that influence how your body responds to both ordinary challenges and potential threats. Instead of acting like passive passengers, these microscopic organisms constantly communicate with the cells that protect you. Inflammation is one of the body's most important defense mechanisms. When you get a cut or develop an infection, inflammation helps recruit immune cells to repair damaged tissue and fight harmful invaders. The problem begins when inflammation becomes chronic or remains active longer than necessary. Long-term inflammation has been associated with many chronic conditions, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancer. Researchers believe that a healthy gut microbiome helps regulate this process by encouraging a more balanced immune response rather than an excessive one. One of the key ways beneficial bacteria support this balance is by producing compounds called short-chain fatty acids. These natural substances are created when gut microbes ferment dietary fiber from foods such as vegetables, fruits, legumes, oats, and whole grains. Among the most important are butyrate, acetate, and propionate. Butyrate serves as a major energy source for the cells lining the colon, helping maintain a strong intestinal barrier. A healthy barrier reduces the likelihood that harmful substances will pass into the bloodstream, where they could trigger unnecessary immune activity and inflammation. Beneficial bacteria also influence specialized immune cells that help determine when the body should respond aggressively and when it should remain calm. This constant communication teaches the immune system to recognize harmless food particles and friendly microbes while remaining prepared to react against genuine threats. Scientists often describe this process as immune education because the microbiome helps train immune cells throughout life. When the gut microbiome becomes less diverse due to poor diet, illness, or repeated antibiotic use, this communication may become less effective. Although every person's microbiome responds differently, Researchers are especially interested in how the gut microbiome may influence the body's response to cancer treatments, particularly immunotherapy. Some studies have found that patients with certain beneficial gut bacteria appear to respond better to specific immune-based cancer therapies than those with less diverse microbiomes. This finding has generated tremendous scientific interest, but it is important to understand that these bacteria do not kill cancer on their own. Instead, they may help create conditions that allow some medical treatments to work more effectively. Scientists are continuing clinical research to determine exactly which bacteria are involved and how they can be safely supported. The exciting part is that many of these beneficial microbes respond to everyday lifestyle choices. Eating a wide variety of fiber-rich foods provides the nutrients they need to grow and produce helpful compounds. Fermented foods may introduce additional beneficial microorganisms, while regular exercise, adequate sleep, and stress management have also been associated with healthier microbial diversity. Together, these habits support an internal environment where beneficial bacteria can thrive, helping maintain healthy immune function and balanced inflammatory responses throughout the body. If beneficial gut bacteria are some of the most valuable allies your body has, then the foods you eat every day determine whether those allies grow stronger or weaker. Every bite sends a message to the trillions of microbes living inside your digestive system. Some foods nourish beneficial bacteria, helping them multiply and produce compounds that support gut health and normal immune function. Other foods provide very little nourishment for these helpful microbes, making it harder for them to thrive. The remarkable truth is that your microbiome can begin responding to changes in your diet within days. Although lasting improvements generally come from consistent long-term eating habits, one of the most important nutrients for beneficial bacteria is dietary fiber. Unlike many other nutrients, fiber passes through much of the digestive system without being broken down by your own digestive enzymes. Instead, it becomes food for beneficial microbes in the large intestine. As these bacteria ferment fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids such as butyrate, acetate, and propionate. These compounds help nourish the cells lining the colon, support the gut barrier, and contribute to healthy immune regulation. Excellent sources of fiber include beans, lentils, chickpeas, oats, barley, apples, pears, berries, broccoli, carrots, leafy greens, Brussels sprouts, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Prebiotic foods deserve special attention because they contain specific types of fiber that particularly benefit certain helpful bacteria. Garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, Jerusalem artichokes, bananas that are slightly green, and chicory root all provide prebiotic compounds that encourage the growth of beneficial microbes such as Bifidobacterium. Feeding these bacteria regularly helps maintain a more diverse and resilient gut microbiome, which researchers associate with better overall digestive and metabolic health. Fermented foods add another valuable dimension to a gut-friendly diet. Yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and other traditionally fermented foods contain live microorganisms or fermentation products that may support a healthy microbial environment. While not every microorganism in fermented foods permanently colonizes the gut, many can interact with the existing microbiome during digestion. Different fermented foods contain different strains, and their effects vary depending on the product and the individual consuming them. Plant diversity is another factor scientists increasingly emphasize. Instead of relying on only a few fruits or vegetables, eating a wide variety of colorful plant foods exposes beneficial bacteria to many different types of fibers and natural compounds called polyphenols. Foods such as blueberries, strawberries, pomegranates, cocoa, green tea, olives, walnuts, almonds, herbs, and spices contain polyphenols that may support the growth of certain beneficial microbes while contributing to overall dietary quality. A diverse diet encourages a more diverse microbiome, which is generally considered a marker of gut health. Hydration also plays a role in digestive health by supporting normal bowel function and helping dietary fiber move effectively through the digestive tract. Regular physical activity complements these dietary habits by promoting healthy digestion and has been associated with greater microbial diversity in some studies. Together, these everyday choices create an environment where beneficial bacteria have the nutrients they need to flourish, allowing them to continue producing compounds that support a healthy gut ecosystem and normal immune function as part of an overall healthy lifestyle. Many people focus on adding healthy foods to their diet, but rarely stop to consider what may be quietly damaging the beneficial bacteria already living inside their gut. Your microbiome is constantly changing, responding not only to what you eat but also to how you sleep, how much stress you experience, whether you exercise, and even how certain medications are used. Small daily habits repeated over months and years can gradually reduce the diversity of your gut microbiome, making it more difficult for beneficial bacteria to thrive. Is the surprising part is that many of these habits have become so common that people hardly notice their impact. One of the biggest challenges for beneficial gut bacteria is a diet consistently low in fiber. Highly processed foods often contain refined grains, added sugars, and unhealthy fats while providing very little of the dietary fiber that beneficial microbes depend on. Without enough fiber, helpful bacteria have fewer nutrients available to produce the short-chain fatty acids that support the cells lining the colon and contribute to normal immune function. Over time, a lack of diverse plant foods may reduce microbial diversity, which researchers generally associate with poorer gut health. Excessive intake of ultra-processed foods may also influence the balance of the gut microbiome. While enjoying these foods occasionally is unlikely to determine long-term health on its own, regularly replacing whole foods with heavily processed options can reduce the variety of nutrients available to beneficial microbes. Whole fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains provide natural fibers and plant compounds that processed foods often lack. Choosing a more varied diet gives beneficial bacteria a better opportunity to grow and maintain a balanced ecosystem. Another important factor is unnecessary or inappropriate use of antibiotics. These medications save lives when used to treat bacterial infections, and they remain an essential part of modern medicine. However, antibiotics cannot always distinguish between harmful bacteria and beneficial ones. During treatment, they may reduce populations of helpful microbes along with disease-causing bacteria. Most people recover much of their microbiome over time, but repeated or unnecessary antibiotic use may have longer-lasting effects in some individuals. This is why antibiotics should always be taken exactly as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Chronic stress is another often overlooked influence on gut health. The gut and the brain communicate continuously through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. Long-term psychological stress can affect digestion, alter gut movement, and influence the environment in which beneficial bacteria live. At the same time, poor sleep may also affect the balance of the microbiome. Research continues to explore these relationships, but maintaining healthy sleep habits and managing stress appear to support overall well-being, including digestive health. Physical inactivity may also contribute to a less diverse microbiome. Regular exercise has been associated in several studies with greater microbial diversity and improved digestive function, although many factors influence these outcomes. Even moderate activity such as walking, cycling, swimming, or gardening can become part of a healthy lifestyle that benefits both the body and the gut. Smoking and excessive alcohol consumption have also been linked to unfavorable changes in the gut microbiome and increased inflammation. Limiting these habits, staying physically active, eating a wide variety of fiber-rich foods, sleeping well, managing stress, and using medications responsibly all work together to create an environment where beneficial gut bacteria can flourish and continue supporting healthy digestion, balanced immune function, an overall long-term health. The most powerful strategy for building a healthier gut is not a miracle supplement, an expensive cleanse, or a trendy detox. It is a consistent daily routine that gives beneficial gut bacteria exactly what they need to grow and thrive. Scientists continue to discover new connections between the gut microbiome and overall health, but one message has remained remarkably consistent. Small, sustainable habits practiced every day are far more effective than occasional extreme changes. Your gut responds to what you repeatedly do, not to what you do once in a while. Begin every day by including foods rich in natural fiber. Oats, berries, apples, pears, beans, lentils, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and a variety of colorful vegetables provide the fuel that beneficial bacteria use to produce short-chain fatty acids. These compounds help support the cells lining the colon, contribute to a healthy gut barrier, and play a role in maintaining normal immune function. Rather than focusing on a single superfood, aim to eat a wide range of plant foods throughout the week. Research suggests that greater plant diversity is associated with a more diverse gut microbiome, which is generally considered a sign of better gut health. Adding fermented foods to your routine may provide additional benefits. Yogurt with live cultures, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, and other traditionally fermented foods contain microorganisms or fermentation products that may help support a balanced gut environment. These foods should complement, not replace, a diet rich in fiber because beneficial bacteria need ongoing nourishment to survive. Simply adding probiotics without improving overall dietary habits is unlikely to produce lasting changes in the microbiome. Hydration is another essential part of maintaining digestive health. Drinking enough water supports normal digestion and helps dietary fiber move efficiently through the intestines. Combined with a balanced diet, proper hydration promotes regular bowel movements and contributes to a healthier digestive environment. While water itself does not feed beneficial bacteria, it supports the overall processes that allow the digestive system to function effectively. Regular physical activity also plays an important role. Studies suggest that people who exercise consistently often have greater microbial diversity than those with sedentary lifestyles. Activities such as brisk walking, cycling, swimming, strength training, or even gardening can support overall health while contributing to a healthier gut environment. The goal is consistency rather than intensity, making movement a regular part of everyday life. Quality sleep and stress management are equally important. Poor sleep and chronic stress can influence digestion and may affect the balance of the gut microbiome through the gut-brain axis. Creating a regular sleep schedule, spending time outdoors, practicing relaxation techniques, and maintaining social connections all contribute to overall well-being and may indirectly support gut health. Finally, remember that protecting your gut also means avoiding unnecessary harm. Take antibiotics only when prescribed by a healthcare professional, avoid smoking, limit excessive alcohol consumption, and reduce reliance on heavily processed foods that displace fiber-rich whole foods. No single food, bacterium, or supplement can prevent or cure cancer, but a lifestyle that supports a healthy and diverse gut microbiome can strengthen normal digestive function, help maintain balanced immune responses, and become an important part of long-term health alongside regular medical care and recommended health screenings.